is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, November 10th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be having the heads-up call for just exactly what's happening with this planet, high, medium, and low. That call will be Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. When we, as Osho would state, why hanker for security? Life is insecure in its very nature. Hence, it is simple logic. Those who want to be more alive, they have to live in insecurity. The greater the insecurity, the more will be your aliveness. Each one of us naturally carries a deep and sacred clarity about ourselves and our world. Now, we were born with a crystal clear perception of life that has no judgments nor any limiting beliefs. So when we're children, that's where we're at. We have a crystal clear perception of life that has no judgments nor any limiting beliefs. However, through the years, this innate understanding can become and does become clouded by others' judgments, opinions, and misperceptions. Habitual thinking patterns soon develop that were embedded with gobs of assumptions, societal beliefs, and countless stories about what limited and powerless mankind or beings we really are. And with all of this misunderstanding, the mind could assume that this whole world was unjust and that human interactions were a constant struggle we all just had to deal with to survive. So the habit of unclear seeing can be so cloudy that we don't realize we've got it. And if we feel that we're in a whirlpool of challenges and have been suffering on any level for weeks or months, we will want to break out of this spinning toilet bowl of limited thinking and simply return to our greatest truth. And our greatest truth is that which liberates us on the deepest level and causes our lives to overflow with joy and ease. It is our most natural state of being that has the taste of unbounded freedom. So when we can clearly know our truth and feel what is exactly going on within our hearts, we become aligned with our soul's mission and feel a deep aliveness bubbling up from within. So the truth brings us into the experience of divine alignment with the whole universe, where every day feels like you're floating down a fun, effortless river of milk and honey. So, an invitation for all of us today, this might be the most radical and challenging task we've ever received in our lives. The action in itself is one that any child could easily conquer, yet for a mature adult, it may bring you down to your knees. It's only for those who want to become unstoppably successful in every area of their lives. So you ask yourself, is this you? If you want to feel totally alive, overflowing, tremendous joy and freedom in the life in this lifetime, then give yourself plenty of courage to attempt this mission. an attachment. Know the sweet joy of living in the way. Buddha. From the Dhammapada. So, be aware that this assignment is not for the half-hearted. It may bring up the greatest amount of fear you've ever discovered. Yet it's good to know that all fear is simply excitement in disguise. So, you get excited about the invitation that you've been given and see it as a special journey in unraveling yourself. So you need about 15 seconds of courage to complete this assignment that will shift your life in the most profound ways. So, before I go into explaining the assignment, I want you guys to know why I'm giving this to you. When you follow through with this mission, you'll discover the most amazing freedom inside you. And this is a freedom that has no boundaries, no limitations, and vast unlimited potentiality. It has nothing to give you but pure ecstasy and bliss. This freedom is not created by thoughts, bound by thoughts, nor liberated through thinking. It is discovered in that timeless space between your thoughts, otherwise known as the gap between each word which continues passing through your brain. And between your thoughts is this void, the unknown, the place where pure love, creativity, and a divine state of bliss will arise from. There are numerous techniques that will enable you to suddenly fall deep into this gap between your thoughts and discover the very source of who and what you are. Yet many of these techniques have no lasting permanent effect, which remain implemented in your daily social life. So there is, however, is one technique that is as the most powerful of them all, which comes through one single intention: speaking about that which cannot be spoken. Speaking about that which cannot be spoken. So what the heck does that mean? How are you to speak something which you cannot say? Inside you there exists a level of information that you are protecting, hiding, and keeping secret from the world. You fear that if society found out this information about you, that you would be ruined. This information is protecting your ego from being found out, where you may become embarrassed to the point of feeling like you should leave the community. The energy around protecting this information is draining and is exactly what you need to let go of. Holding on to too tightly to anything in this world will create an energetic wall around your ego, causing you to live a shielded, guarded, unfree life. And whatever is behind this wall is the sacred secret information which you most need to share. And the one thing that would destroy you in life is also that which will liberate you. Perhaps it's your greatest secret, your biggest fear, or that most embarrassing moment of your life. So the golden nugget here is to see why this tiny piece of insignificant information has become such a big deal for you. Why you have spent so much energy in protecting and hiding it, rather than being liberated from these thoughts and feelings. We really don't know how small of a cage we all are currently living in until we step out into the vast sky. And by sharing that which we cannot share, we open the door to become that being who is continuously overflowing with joy, love, and laughter, like a child. As Ramana stated, he unifies the self and the heart, has transcended the dualities, and is never perplexed. When we no longer are invested in our egos, we don't spend all this extra mental energy in hiding or avoiding saying things with anyone. When we give up protecting the ego, a tremendous freedom is instantly found. A truly free soul is one who can speak whatever is on their mind with anyone at any time. They are a walking state of liberation. No matter how trivial their message is, it is the liberty at which their words effortlessly pour out of their mouths, which make them so amazing to be with. It is this level of freedom that gives them the power to dive into the deeper depths of their soul. That which we cannot share, should not share, or feel terrified in letting others know about ourselves is a big egoic game and hoax. People really don't care about your secrets. They most likely have their own, which are 10 times more frightening than yours. And I've used this a lot in conversation with people, is that when you tell me about your problems, then I'm going to tell you about my problems, and then you're really going to have problems. When we can dismantle any hesitation around sharing that which we should not share, the core ego structure and its walls around the prized identity we were once clinging to come tumbling down. After we share ourselves openly, without care or hidden secrets, we can fly free into the wind and vast unbounded sky. And when the dust from the fear of social ostracization soon settles, and we can suddenly see the world through crystal clear eyes, as if it was for the very first time. So, as I've said, this may be the hardest act of courage you have ever tackled in your life. Yet, no great action went without fear. And should you decide to do this, you will discover a multitude of excuses for avoiding sharing what you cannot share. The ego may make you think this assignment is ridiculous and your reputation is at stake. There are just some things in life that are not meant to be shared. Look at this. Look at what you are defending, protecting, and avoiding. The ego is a master at keeping you in prison and continuing to hide that which keeps you locked up inside. Would you be a greater or lesser person having gone to your grave desperately holding this information back from those who are most intimate with you? You'll soon find that speaking your truth freely is contagious, as it enlightens the load for everyone in your presence every day. Once you start thinking about that information you're holding back from the world, ponder the idea of what it may feel like got popped off there, guys. I just came back. That's why you heard the silence. One great secret is knowing how to start sharing that which you cannot share. before you say anything to anyone, it's key that you set the stage with your individual listener audience. This can be done through shifting your tone of voice to a more deep, sincere, honest quality that prepares them to listen from that depth as well. Then you can start with saying, I'd like to share something with you that is not easy for me to speak out. With this one comment, you will instigate a heightened level of their listening, and the room will instantly get quiet. This creates a momentum to dive deeper within you, where it becomes easier to reveal your deepest truth and to be fully heard. If your listener is not willing to hear you, then there is no reason to speak. If you know you simply cannot reach the minds and hearts of your audience, then remain silent and speak to them in a room by yourself. Yet, if these people truly love you, they will listen as best they can. It's vital that you learn how to reach out with your feelings and get a sense for where your audience is listening from. How can you say what you're needing to say in that special way they can understand you? When you learn how to listen to and through your listeners' ears, you speak that message that comes through clearly. By turning your mind to who is listening, you can share from a more confident space and communicate the more subtle aspects of that which cannot be communicated inside you. Radical, heartfelt communication is about sharing your truth in a way that is received fully. If you are in tune with your audience's listening, it will feel like you're talking to a brick wall. I've been in that situation, maybe some of you have. When you're ready to instigate a radical change in your life, do this exercise. Create a truth circle. Gather a group of your closest friends or family members into a circle for an hour. Find an object that everyone agrees is to be the sacred talking stick. The stick can be anything from a rock, an egg, an actual stick, or whatever you deem to be the special talking device. Only the person holding the stick has the right to speak, and everyone else cannot make commentary, give suggestions, or feedback. The only feedback everyone can give is silence. Give each person 5 to 10 minutes, dependent on the size of the circle, to share that which they cannot share. Place the stick in the middle of the circle, and when a person is ready, they must pick it up. Each person holding the stick must spend the entire time speaking as much as they can from their very soul. If there is more silence than words, wonderful. That will give them more initiative to share when the sharing circle happens the following week. Before you begin the circle, talk about the intention of the circle, which is to create a deeper quality of honesty, love, truthfulness, and friendship between everyone. The support of the circle will, as well, liberate each individual from their fears and insecurities. Have everyone agree that information shared is sacred and that it will never leave the circle. The reverence for this agreement gives everyone more permission to reveal themselves fully. The silence during sharing time also needs to be held in the most sacred manner. And yet, if someone or some people absolutely cannot hold back a small chuckle or laughter, that also has to be welcomed and integrated. Laughter can instigate a deeper healing, creating lightness out of what someone deemed a heavy traumatic demon in their mind for decades. You'll be blown away at what happens in your life with this assignment. You, your family, and friendships will totally be transformed. By holding a sacred sharing circle on a weekly basis, the connections and intimacy will be amazing. Layers of shielding and hiding will in time start falling away, and you'll discover an entirely new level of inner peace and relaxation with everyone. the inside your being. Imagine a world where everyone you know is included in this level of sharing. Imagine what would happen if your entire community started to participate in their own sharing circles. Everyone around you could openly share their deepest truth without fear. And in a few months, you would have a very empowered, whole, and healed world around you. This is something that I did for about 10 years, where we had a circle of light, we would call it. And then everybody would gather from every walk of life. And then they would share certain things. Sometimes they would share, other times they wouldn't. But it was very empowering and enlightening. And people today are still doing that across the planet. Just not enough. So, in this meditation, go within and discover what it is that you cannot speak about and have not spoken about your entire life. And visualize this not only for yourselves, but for the entire civilization as one big circle, all communicating their deepest, darkest, that which they cannot speak, whatever it may be to them. This is another way of the liberation of this planet as the dark forces are on their last breath. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, which I'm sure we all are, and the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies, head to toe, inside and out. You're the only one that knows where you hold the stress, what you're carrying, and to be free of it. If you're dragging it through this life, then free it. Free yourself. Let it go. These are things that we worry, stress, and fear, anxiety, wonder, and we carry it with us, and we add more to it. It's like a magnet, like attract likes. So it just gets bigger and bigger as we go through life. Instead of releasing it and letting it go before it builds up. So the body responds from head to toe, inside and out, where the body relaxes. Shoulders drop, face relaxes. A lot of us are stressed in our faces, don't know it, until we identify it and we view it. So we let everything just fall away, as if you're just floating in the air with not a care in the world. So as you relax the body, we move into the now. And the now is all we have. We don't have a past. The past is gone. We've already experienced those, which were in the now at one time. Now they're past. We don't have a future because we haven't created our future. Now, all of us will reminisce and go into the past over a song or a comment or conversation, but we don't stay there long. Some of us do. Some of us will stay there so long that we end up dragging that past into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future, treating that past from that future, or vice versa, creating the past in that future and reliving that past in that future, which is really difficult. And it's kind of stymieing, and it feels like you're just never going anywhere. Most of us will spend time in the past and the future, but skip over the now. We don't concentrate on the now, so how are we going to get to know ourselves? And the now stills the mind. It stills the ego mind. It stills the mind and the ego. It brings us into a place of peace, silence, stillness. And when we do that, we don't have that ego chatter, that mindset. We move into a void of peace. Now, how do we stay in the now? we breath in through the nose, we breath out through the mouth, we breath in through the nose, we're breathing in divine positive energy. And that divine positive energy and that breath keeps us in the now. If you feel like you've slipped out of the now, or you're into the future again or in the past, stop yourself and just focus on the breath. When you focus on the breath from the heart-mind, you will be in the now. And since the breath is divine positive energy, it joins with the God force light love energy, which is our chi or prana, which literally flows through 7 energy vortexes through the center of our bodies. These are all different color wheels of light. They all house a flower, and in each flower is different, and in the center of the flower is a different geometrical shape. These are the conduits and the bridges between spirituality and physicality. From the spirit, the astral plane, and the physical. So we combine the divine positive energy, which supports the vessel that holds the kingdom of God, and we combine the two and we bring them straight up through the center of our bodies. We start with the root chakra, the red wheel of light, the Muladhara, career, money, mindset, sense of belonging. This represents our foundation and feeling of being in the now. Location is the base of the spine and tailbone area. Emotional issues, survivor issues such as financial independence, money, and food. Physical association, spine, rectum, legs, arms, circulatory system. Sacral chakra, Vajrayana, sexuality and pleasure. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. Some of us will stand in our own little safe spot and never, ever really go outside of that safe spot. Location is the lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. Emotional issues are sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality. Our physical association, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. We have our solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. The golden yellow wheel of light, personal power and ability to channel. It is our ability to be confident through the heart-mind and in the flow of our lives. Location is the upper abdomen and the stomach area. Emotional issues are self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. Physical association, central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, and skin. Then we move to the emerald green wheel of light, the Anahata. This is our love, relationships, and self-acceptance. It's our ability to love. We are love, but so many of us don't seem to have the ability to love. Location is the center of the chest, just above the heart. And emotional issues are love, joy, and inner peace. Physical association, heart, thymus, lower lungs, circulatory system, immune system. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha, self-expression. It's our ability to communicate. It's in our throat. Just communicates the self-expression of feelings and the truth. Physical association, thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Then we move to the ajna, the third eye chakra, intuition, sense of purpose, and direction in life. It is our ability to focus on and see the big picture. Some of us will see trees through the forest through the trees, and some of us will not see either. Some of us will see all of it. It's a choice. It's in the forehead between the eyes. Also, you can call it the brow chakra. Emotional issues are intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions. Physical association, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. And then we move to the crown chakra, the Sahasrara, connection to the divine. It's the highest chakra, and it represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. It's the very top of our heads. Emotional issues are inner and outer beauty, how we perceive and view ourselves. Our connection to spirituality and pure bliss. Our connection to the God within, the pure consciousness and beyond. It's the physical association, is the pineal gland, the brain, and nervous system. Now we take both of these energies, these frequencies, and we brought them all the way up through the center of these energy vortexes to the top of our heads. We hold them briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And we compress and condense that frequency into pure liquid energy, omnipotently powerful. We then release it over our pineal gland. This gland is very important to all of us who are in the body. It is our gateway to all the particles of existence, the God, the pure consciousness, and beyond. This is why it is always being suppressed on this planet. This is why it is always being fluoridated from every angle possible. It is the gateway to all the particles of existence, which means it releases us and opens us up to total freedom into the astral plane, which is everything and everything. So in your heart, mind's motion picture, you can view it. You identify it however you want. I look at it as a rosebud, a green ball. And when I release this pure liquid energy, it immediately explodes into a full, blooming, blossoming, multicolored petal rose with a beautiful fragrance, and it's vibrating. In all of the attempts to condense it and compress it and to make it dysfunctional have been eliminated and totally detoxified into its full mode of action and health. So all of the gateways, all of the block doors, all the locks and everything dissolve, vaporize. And we walk effortlessly in the astral plane. We're also aware, consciously, that each of us is of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we are merged. Our body, our heart, mind, our higher self, our spirit, our soul, God, pure consciousness, one. So we're heaven on this earth. And every step we take, we create paradise. We have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. And we have the ascended masters. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundancia, Pel, Thought, Yeshua, Yahweh. Many, many, many more. Both of these are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. Now the archangels, their civilization vibrate at a different frequency than we do. We don't see them like we see each other, but we do meet with them. Some of us quite frequently. It just depends. Okay? And when you meet with them, you don't identify with that until afterwards. And then you usually say that wasn't just a regular meeting or interaction, that was an angel. Now, they can contain a large number in a small area, and that why surrounding any one of us in the thousands, because of their vibrational frequency. They can hold a large number in a small area. And all this is a little bit of bliss within all of us in interacting. The ascended masters, they are those who have mastered ascension into body and out of body and hold God form, pure consciousness. We are mastering physical form. And in physical form, we are creating our experiences so that we can perfect our creation. And again, our high vibration vibrational frequency of both of these are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And so we're compelled to call out to all of the other facets and aspects of ourselves. So we call out to all light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of this circle of light. And they come in the gogaplexes. One gogaplex fills this entire universe. They come in trillions of gogaplexes from every direction. And they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, beneath earth, Agartha, many, many, many civilizations, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, liberation of this planet, and the forming of this circle of light. We call upon all the off-worldlings, all the galactics, all the celestials, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. Now, we're only familiar with a handful of them, somewhat familiar. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. Trillions travel throughout the universe every day. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, this includes all their levels, all their species. And it includes those, the good, the not so good, and the bad. Understand that if their vibrational frequency isn't high enough, they cannot sustain themselves in this meditation. So, we call upon the Pleiadians, the Syrians, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, the Zeta Reticuli, the Feline, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, and only those who maintain a high vibrational frequency of deep eternal love and gratitude and are consciously aware of it can sustain and be in this meditation with us. The rest will fall away. They've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, in our freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and form of the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, form the circle of light. Now, they come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, of which many we have never, ever seen before. And we're only familiar with a handful of them. And that would be the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, mermaid, dolphin, whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And they come in the trillions. And they are with us now. And we're all together in the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia. are you in this now, in this meditation? All of our gods are one, arm in arm, hand in hand. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God, pure consciousness. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to expand. We form a massive circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, on this now, in this meditation. The circle of light is our God force, love, light, energy, which is the nucleus, the actual core of our very being and existence. It is such a deep and powerful, pure, eternal love that there is not a frequency higher. It floods and saturates this entire planet, inside and out, above and below, with its deep, pure, eternal love, lifting the harmonics and vibrational frequencies of this planet and the civilization on it, in it, above it, and below it. It grades out the darkness of space. It would take 1,000 billion suns in this solar system to even compare it to its radiance. We begin to ascend, levitate above the planet, and as we do this, we meet a massive gossamer field. It's like an ocean of glitter, and it's shooting rays of multitude of vibrant colored lights everywhere. And in reality, it is mirrors reflecting all of us, all the pieces and parts of the one. And we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that of the fact that we are the power of healing. Then we're met with the violet blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us of our omnipotent power, strength, and result. Then we're met with a white fire. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that inside and out, head to toe, we are imbued with a white fire armor, a God force, love, light, energy, protecting us 24/7. It cannot be breached from any external power, authority, or event. It cannot be harmed, moved. It cannot be seduced. It is impregnable to all lower frequencies. But only you have the power. That if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough through hatred, anger, greed, manipulation, deceit, anxiety, stress, fear, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so that all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies will come flooding in. You are then met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we bring in the purple transmuting flame. We transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance. They are sent to the pure consciousness, the collective, where they are no more. We are then met with a violet ray. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, purify, cleanse, and harmonize the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies once were, sealing our breach, harmonizing our complete existence into, again, that which we are, pure, deep, eternal love. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the calm that reminds all of us that we are the sunsets. We are the sunrises. We are the rain. We are the sunlight. We are the sun. We are the rainbows. We are the rivers, the streams, the lakes, the oceans. We are the trees and the forests. We are the animals. We are the sky and the clouds. We are everything. And as we continue to levitate, send up, some of us step outside our physical forms and float effortlessly above them, and we come across this massive crystalline-like tower. We created this tower. It is larger than the solar system, so it's very easy for us to see in its center this oblong sphere that in the center of it has this beautiful golden white sparkling light that's sending out warm wave mists of deep eternal love, saturating, flooding, and bathing all of us inside and out, head to toe. Surrounding it are other bands of vibrant colored circles, oblong, that are also sending out the emissions of a mist, warm mist, penetrating us. You can feel it on your face. You can feel it warm your entire body, just enough. And these are of gentleness and kindness and generosity and humbleness and bliss and joy and peace and tranquility and benevolence and abundance, flooding us inside and out, head to toe. You can see how the liberation and the lower dark matter frequencies are on their last breath. And you see why we gathered here for the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now in every meditation. And we see the top of this column, and we design it so the golden ocean can come cascading down. And it does. And it floods everything, in everything, head to toe, inside and out, with pure, deep, eternal love. Flooding, bathing, saturating all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, head to toe, inside and out. Lifting the vibrational frequency and the harmonics of this planet, this civilization, on it, in it, above it, below it. We cannot be stopped. It cannot be reversed. It continues to intensify and continues to expand. All of us are drops of that golden ocean. We contain the essence of that golden ocean. The ocean is the drops, and the drops are the ocean. There is no separation. Then we see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We created this sphere nearing 3 years ago. It holds over 1,000 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds of millions of us, on and off world, all gathered as parts of each other for the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. In every single daily meditation that we participate in. All day long, all night, all morning, as we choose. And it floods everything and everything with the highest of the highest high, pure, deep, eternal love and gratitude, frequency, energy that cannot be matched, flooding and bathing and saturating the soul, lifting our vibrational frequencies ever so much more. Harmony, bliss, joy. This is why it can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to intensify. This is why it continues to expand. So in the moment, decide in the direction of release for each and every one of us, and also as the one. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close the cell. this with you. Why hanker for security? Because life is insecure in its very nature. Hence, it is simple logic. Those who want to be more alive, they have to live in insecurity. The greater the insecurity, the more will be your aliveness. Releasing by sharing whatever it is you carry deep within, that you can speak that which cannot be spoken. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. We will return here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for the Time for Change Awakening call. And also at 3 p.m. tomorrow, we will continue our global guided meditation call for the liberation of this planet and ourselves.